Hello, hello, hello. Oh, hey, I've got some of you with me. That's nice. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, and we've got some that have joined a little early who are not in the group as well. That's lovely. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. Claire, Jane, Kirsty, lovely. Oh, well, welcome. I've just popped on now because, Nick, we are currently in our 10-day reset group. And Angela, hello. We're just having a bit of a catch up before the yoga starts at 12 actually, so feel free to either stick around with us if you're not in the 10-day group. It would be my pleasure, or you can come back at 12, that's up to you. Or you can just have me wittering on in the background. So somebody is cutting some grass and it's just this second gone quiet, but chances are as we go for our yoga, it will be really loud. So I'm hoping it's a little bit of white noise in the background. But anyway, so if you look in your Zoom, you will see a little chat box. So you can type anything that you're experiencing in here. So for those of you that are not in the reset group, I can see a few people jumping on and that's fine. What we're doing here is just having a little catch up about the 10-day reset and if anyone's got any questions. If you did want to join the reset, by the way, the next one is the 6th of May on the Wednesday. So it's basically 10 days of support from me, videos, lives, exercises and things like this. So tell me how you're getting on, everyone. I'm just going to check my messages whilst you're typing. How are you feeling today? I know a few of you have messaged me to say that things feel a little bit all over the place, and you know there could be so many reasons for that. One reason could be that you are working through something and it's about to come through it, right? So there's always the storm before the calm as much as there is the calm before the storm. Some could be the weather, and that is also like a physiological impact. It's not just the psychological impact of the weather. For others, it's just because, you know what, this is a really weird world that we're living in. So what I've been trying to say to people and friends and family is when you feel sad, when you feel weird, you just try to get an opportunity to get it out. You know, just if you need to get that cry out, just find something that makes you cry, actually. I know that sounds like bizarre, but if you can cry, then you're releasing it. So it could be for a reason, and it could also just be because of the situation. So Jane, you've got here, doing well, though today I feel a little overwhelmed in a roller coaster. So you're not the only one. Interesting, Jane. So a few other people have been saying this. So do you feel that that's because it's a Monday, or do you feel it's because time has started to move on? Hi, Leslie. Hi, Sue. So again, for those that are, and another Angela, not in our 10-day reset group, we're just catching up really about how we're feeling before we go live for yoga. We've been doing lots of lives in the 10-day reset group. We've been talking a lot about the tasks that I've been giving people and how they're going with it and how it's all going in general. The next reset is on the 6th of May. And a few people saying they feel like they're on a roller coaster today. So I'm just asking why you think that that might be the case for you. And as you're thinking about that, one thing that I'd like to say is it's very hard to predict what you're going to feel day to day. So for example, today I feel, and this is why yoga is good, because you get that opportunity and that stillness to check in with yourself, body, mind and soul, and we will do that at the beginning. I think for me, I feel all right today, actually. But tomorrow I could feel really bad. I know in myself it's because of certain decisions that I need to make. And once I've made them, I feel a massive release. And I made some decisions this weekend, lightening my load and so on and so forth. And Angela, I'm not good at Mondays. Also, it was shopping day and an hour in Morrison. Right, oh my goodness. So Mondays, I think since I'm getting more and more aligned to what I feel passionate about in my life, the more I actually really love Mondays. I know. I get excited about doing stuff and I get excited about my project, but that doesn't mean I don't get overwhelmed, and it doesn't mean that I don't get flat and that I feel weird and all these different feelings that we have. So there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of what's going on in the world. And there's also not knowing what you're going to wake up like from day to day. So I could just wake up completely flat tomorrow. So we've got, right, and you mentioned about the shopping trip. So for those of you that are joining me, if you're not in the 10-day reset group, we're just having a catch up before we begin our yoga class. So this shopping thing, and I keep doing lives on my page about this because I find it really interesting. We all love freedom, but you know, certainly to get a break from Isla, to get out in the car, and I'm like, great, let's go shopping. And as soon as I kind of pull out, I have the complete opposite feeling. I think I don't want to go. And it's a weird little anxiety build up before I go, which I don't really realise. And this is about catching your red flags. And then it's this whole experience, isn't it, that is just not comfortable for anybody. So I kind of decided recently that I'm just going to do not really regular shops, because I know we're not supposed to do loads of regular shops, but a little bit more regular and a little less of what I need, and go to smaller local places. That's my new plan. So we've got from Claire, I'm struggling with sleep, so I feel exhausted. Got Jane, probably hadn't planned my week as I should, so homeschooling is a challenge. Okay, so two different things here. So obviously with sleep, it impacts everything. So when we're not sleeping well, everything is intensified, our emotions, our behaviour, our reaction. So you've got to give yourself some slack there. What else can you cut out of your life? What else can you say no to when you're not sleeping? Because it has to be the thing that you put first. Otherwise, you find yourself trying to do loads of stuff and you just haven't got the headspace or even the physicality to do it. So just maybe list, Claire, what things are absolutely essential that will help in your headspace as well, and what things can just wait. Okay, and then try to work out your sleeping routine. I can talk to you separately about that. Again, those of you that are just popping on now, we're just having a recap of the 10-day group. We're doing a 10-day reset group at the moment, and we're all just catching up to see how we're feeling before we start our yoga. And so Jane, so with the planning, so it's an interesting one, planning, isn't it? Because planning, I love planning. I'm a big planner, but sometimes it all goes out the window as well, and then that makes me feel really good too. So it's just about listening to what makes you feel good, what is going to help. So don't worry, it's only the Monday. You've got the rest of the week, so try to relax a bit with whatever you've got planned or haven't got planned today, and then maybe just have a little bit of an hour tonight and just think about things. That's going to help. If anyone else has got any more questions here, please just pop them down. We will go to our yoga at 12. So I'm just going to message people that are struggling to get on. I said, Jane, you made it, lovely. Vicky. Okay, just bear with me, everybody. Welcome to all the people that have just logged on. I'm just helping people to log on. Okay, so those of you that are not in our 10-day reset group, we're just having a little catch up before our yoga begins. Struggling a bit today, so you'll when you watch this back, if you've only just logged on, you will see hopefully some of the comments and what I've responded to people. But we'll have we've got our big live tomorrow anyway in the 10-day reset group. Okay. So we are just 4 minutes until we start. If anyone else who's not in the group wants to share as well what they're experiencing, please go for it. Ask me questions. I guess there's a kind of, well, there's always a metaphor when it comes to me. I love a metaphor. The clouds. So I don't know if any of you did my cloud meditation that I did a little while back. Maybe I'll do it again today. It feels appropriate. It's just something that I thought of about the different weather that we have and how it represents maybe our different emotions. And today is obviously quite cloudy and dull. But what I find is and you might disagree with me, however, most of you know how much I adore the sun, to the point where I've made it part of my life and that I go away in winters. But I still need weather. And what I mean by that is, so I lived 8 years in Dubai and it was just sunny every day, which again, amazing. But it's almost like you need it as a mirror. You need it as like an anchor point. You need it to kind of check in with yourself. And this is why I believe that the feelings and emotions are the same as well. So when you have great days, it's about living in that moment and going, this is amazing. And also a little bit of reflection on, I wonder why today feels really good compared to a different day. And when you're feeling flat and grey, is kind of another check-in point to go, okay, is this something that I need to look at? Is it a trigger? Is it just the situation that I'm in? Is it just normal? Is it hormonal? Sometimes we can help tweak it and shift it, and other times it's just about letting it pass. And that is the same with watching the clouds. Sometimes we can, we can focus on the fact that they're here and it's a grey day, or we can just get on with something else, something that's indoors, something that's different, taking a break from that weather and letting them pass in their own time. So we are almost ready to start. Has anybody else got any questions before we begin? Okay, so I'm going to take a drink of my tea. I'm having green tea today. I feel a bit of a detox coming on. Just for a bit. I'm just going to trial it. If you ever want to trial doing something, cutting something out, just like this 10-day reset, it's not about for life. If you end up cutting it out for life, fantastic. But when we do that, we overwhelm ourselves with the expectation that we've got on ourselves, and then we either don't start or we let ourselves down, and either way we feel disappointed with ourselves. So if you wanted to try introduce something or cut something out, I would just recommend do it for either 3 days, or if it's something that you absolutely adore, maybe 1 day, and then build to like a week. And then from there, you can add to it if you want to, or you can go back to mindfully choosing rather than just drinking or eating. It's all about balance, we don't need to be perfect. Okay, so for everyone else that's just joined us for our yoga today, we are now going to begin. Okay, this yoga class today is, as always, a gentle, relaxing class. There will always be options to take it up a little bit higher if you want to, or of course you can sit out, you can lay down whenever you want to. As I always say in my classes, it's not about competition, it's not about seeing what other people are doing and comparing. And the best thing obviously about doing yoga at home is that doesn't matter because nobody's there to see you. So either way, I always recommend to people to rest when they want to. You can have a pillow under your bum, you can sit on a pillow, you can sit against the sofa. I really want you to feel comfortable, especially in this beginning bit, because this is where we need a tall spine. But if you're not feeling that strong in your core or you're uncomfortable, then you need to put props under. For example, if you want your legs out, you can do the pillows and you can have it like that, okay? There's always a way. Okay, I'm going to take these off now because they're going to end up sliding down my face. So we've got a nice tall back, and we're just going to take a deep inhale and release. Face is beginning to relax. We're breathing in and out through the nose. We can even try to take a deep breath, filling the abdomen, the chest, and lifting up into the collarbone, and then releasing down. Just noticing the body moving with the breath, almost bringing you taller as you inhale all that way up. You can even place one hand on the belly and one on the chest. Now, if you're feeling a little bit anxious or overwhelmed today, and the focus on that breath feels too much, just take your focus elsewhere. Take it away from your breathing and just maybe focus on relaxing the facial muscles or softening the shoulders. There'll be tension somewhere in the body. See if you can find it. Is it in the belly? Sometimes we hold the belly like a rock. It's our empowerment, it's our solar plexus chakra, so it's our choices, a lack of choices or perceived lack of choice. It's also our willpower. It's the balance between dominance and subservience and trying to get somewhere in the middle. So lengthen up the spine and try to relax the belly. Take a deep breath into the belly and release. You might hold it in your shoulders. In your shoulders, we're going to do some shoulder rolls soon, or in the neck. And we're just having the intention to relax. We're not pressuring ourselves. We're not forcing it. We're just having the intention to relax. So anywhere else that you feel tension in the body, just ask if that can relax now, and if not, maybe later through the class. Let's take a moment to check in with how we're feeling. So we've talked a little bit about our feelings this morning. Sometimes it's hard to define what we're actually feeling. Sometimes it's just an up feeling, it feels light, or other times it's a down, heavy feeling. And we're not judging our feelings, we're not judging ourselves. We're just noticing, whilst keeping that breathing going, deep if you can. And when we notice, it becomes then easier to make new choices, to find out what might need to shift, to find out if we just need to let something go, or to help ourselves in a different way. And only you know the answers to that. So let's go there in the mind now. Are there any words, thoughts, patterns, things that you're saying to yourself, things that you're thinking about somebody else, plaguing your mind? Again, it's absolutely normal. This is our human nature. So just accept that with a deep breath. Release. Just gently tell your mind that you're here for your mind today. You're here for you. Just refocus, to shift the emotions a little, to stretch the body. And so bringing forward your intention for your class today. What do you want to feel? How would you like this session to impact your day, your week? And let's consciously and subconsciously draw that in throughout the whole practice. Taking a deep breath in and release all of that. Hands together in Namaste pose. Another deep breath. Drop those shoulders on the exhale. And blinking the eyes open. And welcome. Welcome to our class. You can sit anywhere that feels comfortable. We're going to start as always with the shoulders. The shoulders helps us to release that tension, but also to bring us centered, grounded. It also slows down the body, slows down the mind. So we inhale, shoulders up, taking them back, and then exhale down. Inhale up, back, and down. So really exaggerating them. Doesn't matter if there's clicks, creaks, stiffness, no judgment. As always, you can either place the hands on the shoulders, making big circles with the elbows, keeping the neck relaxed, or as I like to do, the big, wide, open movements. Just getting that blood flowing as well. Slowing it down to the max for yourself. Let's do one really slow one. Your own breath pace. Sometimes it's easier to pause the breath at the top, so let's do that one more time. Inhale, pause, and exhale. Good. Okay. Feeling a little bit more freer in the shoulders, but it will come. So we're just going to do head from side to side. Inhale, center. Exhale over to one shoulder. Inhale, center. Over to the other, drop the shoulders. Inhale, center. All the way over, and then just pause looking towards that shoulder. Relax everything if you can. Taking the head as far over as you can without straining. Then I'd like to bring that same hand up. So the same side hand comes up to the outer cheek. And as you do this, you're pushing the head around a bit further into the cheek. But at the same time, you're pushing the cheek into the hand. So a little bit of tension, a little bit of friction, but not too much. Then release the hand, keep the head there. And see if you can take that head a little bit further round. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the other side. Drop the shoulder, breathing normally. The other hand comes up. We're pushing into the hand and we're pushing the hand into the cheek. A little bit of tension. Remember, everything is a metaphor in yoga. Everything is a mirror, a platform to learn, to understand something. So a little bit of friction is good, but too much can hurt. So release that hand down and keep the hand lowered. See if you can take the head a little bit further. When we learn from that, when we grow, when we stretch, inhale, center, we're able to do that a little bit more. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And now we're going to pause, just breathing normally, nice tall spine, relaxed belly, relaxed face. We're teaching transitioning into one thing to another. Transition between something is just as enjoyable as all the other bits. And keep that with you throughout the day. Transition from everything. From moving to being still. One activity to another. Okay, good. And just start to rock a little bit forward and back on your seat bones, but keep your seat bones down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Just warming up the lower body. If you need to change your leg position anytime, that's fine. Inhale as you open, exhale down. And we're just going to do the same from side to side. This time you can bring up the knees if you want and the seat bones. It's a bit more rocky. Deep breaths. And every exhale, you're releasing anything that you are not wishing to carry with you today. all those thoughts, feelings, things that are not sitting right, that you just want to blow away, as though we're blowing away the clouds. We spoke about that metaphor earlier. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Good. And coming back to centre. Everything's pretty much based on the floor today, but just in different postures. So I'd like you to take both hands out to the side, fingertips down, nice and tall, chin parallel. Tuck the pelvis in a little bit so you're not arching too much. Crawl the fingertips away so you're stretching right down the arms. Tuck the chin in a little and just take a deep breath here. Good. It's highly likely here as you're breathing, if your fingertips are walked out further enough and you're taking a deep breath, the fingertips will probably come off the floor. So let's do that again. So let them come off the floor as you inhale deep. Exhale, they drop back down. One more. Good. Now we did those bird arms the other day and we're going to do snake arms today. So let's take, I'm going to go with my right arm, leading with the wrist. So you're tucking those fingertips towards the inner wrist, taking it up and then leading with the elbow. So it's very similar to how we do the bird arms. Once the fingertips touch, swap in direction. So it's a nice fluid movement. So it's worth just looking to seeing how you're doing it, getting the flow of it, and then we'll try with the other arm. It's also like a mindfulness practice. You're sitting tall, but you're focusing on the movement and you're noticing how it feels. So let's do the other side. Remember to breathe deeply, don't pause the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So you're leading with the elbow on the down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So you're making the arms really strong as you're doing this. So really kind of exaggerate it. You know, as if you're performing. There's no one watching you, so it doesn't matter. And down. Now we're going to add those two together. So the bird arms, we do it simultaneously, but with the snake arms, we do it alternate. So we'll start with that first arm, inhaling up and exhaling down. Now when that hand comes down, that's when the other one goes up. So inhaling up and then we swap down. So now it becomes a bit more snaky, but it's probably still a bit robotic. It's fine. The breath doesn't need to be perfect here. Just start to breathe in nice and deep and try to follow one arm if you can. Keep that neck nice and relaxed. Try not to stiffen it. Now let's make it a bit more smooth. So to do that, we lift up the shoulders. Can you see here? I'm feeling a bit more relaxed with it. It might be natural that you start to move your upper body a little bit from side to side. Deep breaths. And I kind of feel really floaty when I do this. So I bring my arms down to shoulder height and start to go out to the side. This is a really nice stretch for the side body. So try not to lift up the C-bones, but feel that lovely stretch. So if you're trying to reach something and then you're floating in the opposite direction, it might even be easier if you close your eyes. Deep breaths. Just feel it. Let the head flow with you. And then slowly taking that energy out and back to center. Let's pause here to see how the body's feeling. Another deep breath. Wonderful. Good. So we want to, of course, bring this beautiful sunshine back. So we're going to do the sun salutations on the floor. That's a really nice way to do them. And it's a nice way to bring some energy into your day if you're not feeling very motivated, if you're feeling a bit lethargic. Because again, when you start off doing something really slow and gentle, the energy comes and then it's a beautiful snowball up the upward spiral. Also, sun salutations are known to bring energy into the body by the very essence of the sun. So I'm going to show you from sideways first. Now, I'll show you the full sequence and then we'll do it very slowly together and then we'll make it nice and smooth. So the sequence looks like this. Obviously, I'm going to be going at full speed for now, but we will break it down. Back bend is optional. We go down. I'm going to make a bit of room here. Down onto the floor. And that's the full circle, okay? So it's nice and slow. So just sink down into child's pose for now. Rest however you want to. Fully relax the head. So if that means having a pillow or two, if that means having the fist one on top of the other, then do that. You can also just fold over. Just try to keep the forehead down so the neck is not twisted from one side or the other, or so you're not tucking your chin up. You want to try to keep the spine long. I'm just taking a couple of breaths. Okay, now from here, slide the hands towards the knees and then come up onto the knees. So if you've got a hard floor, because we're not moving much, you can actually put something padded underneath your knees, or you can double up your mat. So we come up onto the knees. From here, you want to push the hips forward a little bit through the thighs. So you're kind of thrusting forward there and taking the brunt with the thighs. This is going to protect your back. Squeeze the glutes and the core. Then we go up. So we won't introduce the breath just yet. Just breathe normally. If you don't want to do a back bend, you just bring the arms down. Otherwise, you push forward, open out from the chest and back bend. Maybe that will come later once we've warmed up a bit. Hands come down to chest, round the body. So it's like you're trying to point the fingertips to the floor. Then the hands come out parallel, sliding across the floor. I'm just going to step back a little bit so you can see. And the chest comes down. And then we scoop up into cobra, which could be a mini cobra. It doesn't have to be a big cobra. And then we push back into child's pose. Okay, so just stay there for a moment. We're going to now move into a slightly smoother version, and then we'll do a few rounds and then we will come into our meditation, which we're pretty much almost ready for now. So let's do this together. Sliding up to the knees, coming up onto the knees. Squeeze. Arms come up, breathing normally. Back bend is optional, don't go too far. Coming up. Down to the floor, around that back. Sliding the hands across. Down. And then up into your cobra of your choice. And then back. Starting to get a bit more of a feel. So we're going to introduce the breath, but if you need more breaths, that's fine. So, hands coming up to the knees at the same time we come up. Deep inhale here. Exhale here. Inhaling up. Hold the breath. Coming down. Then we release the breath as the chest comes down. We inhale straight up into cobra. Hold the breath. Push yourself back. Exhale all the way to here. Then inhale. It takes a little time to get used to that. So I'll keep saying it. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Inhale up. Hold the breath. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Hold the breath. Anytime you need to rest, just go for it. Exhale down. Inhale up. So it's always inhale up and exhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Just going to do one more. Exhale. Inhale. Hold that breath. Exhale down. Inhale up. Hold the breath. And exhale down into child's pose. Just take some nice deep refreshing breaths here. Completely relax the head and neck. Using pillows if you want to. Arms down or in front. Good. Slowly slide the hands up towards the knees. Now here you can just gather yourself, just realign the body. We're only going to do a couple of twists here. So you can either have the legs crossed or on your knees. You can even be on a chair for this. We're going to move with the breath again as we bring that energy a little bit down, ready for our meditation. So I'm going to place the right hand on my left knee, the left hand to the back, but I'm not twisting all the way around yet, just very, very subtle. Inhale, center. Exhale over. Inhale, center. Exhale over. Keep going. Go at your own pace. Just push a little bit on the knee now, twisting a bit further round on each one. Maybe the head can go a bit further round now. Pushing the knees a lever to twist further. Sitting nice and tall so that there's space. And wherever you are on the next side, just pause. Prop yourself up nice and tall. Take a deep inhale. Twist all the way around. As far as feels comfortable, that's not a strain on your body. Relax the whole body. Inhale, center, and exhale. Now we hold a lot of tension in our actual spine, so twists are amazing for releasing any anxiety as well. So we're going to go to the other side. I've got my left hand on my right knee, right hand is to the back, and nice and tall. Inhale, and all the way around. Try to soften where you can in the body. Inhale, exhale back to center. And we do some nice stretches throughout the whole back there. So let's just roll those shoulders. Let's do that again. One more time. Good. Dropping the chin. Half circles with the chin and the neck. So rolling up to one shoulder on the inhale. Exhale down all the way as you inhale to the other side. Down one more time on each side. And down as you keep the shoulders relaxed. Back down to center. And then inhale forwards. One more roll of the shoulders. And then just start to roll yourself down onto the mat. Keep the tailbone slightly tucked under. Lower yourself down. Have the feet wider than the hips and the knees resting on one another. That's really nice for your lower back to relax. Lower down. Chin in. Roll the shoulders under. Palms facing up and out at shoulder height. And let's take 2 refreshing breaths. Lovely. Bringing the knees in this time, hugging them nice and tight and rocking side to side as much as you need before you come down into your relaxation posture, Shavasana. Or if you want to keep your knees bent, if you want to put pillows under your knees, if you want your legs up on the sofa, whatever. Otherwise, the arms are down by the sides, a little away from the body, palms up, shoulders rolled back under. Deep breath. Just enjoying those deep breaths. Just feeling something a little bit different. Maybe it's subtle. Maybe it's obvious. Maybe it's the physicality of the body. Something feels lighter. Something feels freer. Maybe it's the breath. Maybe there's a sensation, a tingling or a numbness or just something really lovely happening in the body. Maybe it's all that oxygen going to every single cell, healing and repairing as it's meant to, doing its wonderful job to protect you, to help you grow and thrive, to walk, to think, to feel, to know yourself from this life force that we call prana or chi. Beautifully going in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you'd like to breathe out through your mouth to begin with, to help you release any remaining tension, feel free. There are no rights or wrongs. Everything is here for a reason, including our feelings, thought, coming from a positive intention, trying to get our attention. Sometimes it's a gentle nudge, a niggle that we ignore. Sometimes it's more obvious. As we learn to trust ourselves, trust our body's messages, the mind's messages, the easier and smoother our life becomes. More peaceful, more often. And choosing these grey days, these grey feelings, as an opportunity. We can wallow even in those feelings. We don't even need to shift them if we don't want to. We know when it's right to let things go, to just be in that energy and listen to it, to feel it, to face it. And when it's something else and we feel we need shift because it's a pattern or a record that needs to be changed and you're ready to change it, sometimes it's subtle tweaks and changes, and sometimes it's bigger choices. Sometimes it's deeper and sometimes it's just surface. And all of those ways are fine. It's all that beautiful process of getting to know yourself. And as we get to know ourselves without judgment, with trust, we begin to love ourselves. Love and accept ourselves, which emulates out to everybody else around us. So just like the clouds that we see, clouds you're seeing today, sometimes there's a bit of sun peeking through, gives us hope, gives us warmth, light. Sometimes there are those days where it's just grey, it's heavy, and we can see there's no light coming today. And so we accept and we understand. And then we can either decide to have ourselves a cozy day and use that day to rest, to relax, to recalibrate. Or we can sit and look at the cloud. And often, just like our feelings, the next day can be completely different. In some cases, we might not expect any sunshine, it's completely black and thunderous. But after the rain has come and released that energy, we have that beautiful sunshine. Only we know when to shift it, when to relax into it, when to face it. As we go into our inner wisdom, our higher consciousness that knows everything. That you that draws you to all the different things and challenges and experiences that your soul wants to trust. Trust that you have all the resources inside to manage, to be, to learn, to know yourself. And that whatever is coming up for you, because it's ready to be looked at, it's ready to just be released. Sometimes with analysis and sometimes just an energy release. So say in your mind's eye now, in your heart, I trust myself, I trust the flow, I trust this life experience, I trust I have all the resources that I need within me to survive and even thrive. I am centered, I am calm, I am confident. And even when I wobble from time to time, I trust that this is all part of the process. I trust that this is a message from myself, coming from a positive intention. I trust. I am safe. I am loved. I am loving, and I am lovable. So keep that deep wisdom, deep knowing with you, deep from your subconscious into your conscious mind as I slowly count you back from 1 to 3. Drawing it back with you with every count. As you blend together the conscious and the subconscious, the mind and the body, back into the here and now. So coming back with 1, starting to connect the mind and body, wiggling fingers and toes at 2. Deep breath in, rolling at the shoulders or the neck if that feels nice. And 3, blinking the eyes open, back in the here and now. I've lost my glasses. And let's have a wonderful, wonderful week. Whatever that comes up for you, for us, let it be. And as always, I'll just stay online a little bit longer. If there's any questions or anything you'd like to share. And for those of you that really wanted to join the 10-day reset this time but couldn't, we will be live again on the 6th of May for the next reset. And I will see you all from that group tomorrow for our final live. But I'll just hang on a little bit longer. You can just mosey on with your day, or you can hang around with me a little bit longer. It's up to you. You can just type some comments in the chat box. I'm going to take some water and some tea. You're welcome, Emma. Oh, lovely, Judith. Sounds like a gorgeous morning. Hi, Annette. You're welcome. Lovely to have you here. You're welcome, Leslie. Lovely to have you here. And Catherine. Ah, Marina, nice. What was the phrase at the end about loved? Yes, I love that. It's a really powerful one, isn't it? I am loved, I am loving, and I am lovable. That's when you can just say over and over with the EFT stuff we were talking about. It's a nice affirmation for that. Glad your back feels better, Annette. Jackie, lovely to have you. Very calming. Good. I also feel quite chilled. I always feel chilled after the meditation. I think because I close my eyes, so I kind of go somewhere else, and just bouncing off what I feel that you need to hear, that you need to be reminded of. That's been my affirmation all weekend. That's amazing. I am loved, loving, and lovable. You're most welcome, Sharon. I was very stiff and now I feel much more flexible. Yes. It's like, morning. Chilled. I don't care if I'm feeling in a mood. It's all right. It's normal. Bat it away, but at the same time, we're batting away the meta emotions, not the genuine feelings. Remember that. We're not suppressing our true feelings. We're trying to shift away feeling bad about feeling bad. Yes, lovely. It will be open again. It won't be open much longer on the YouTube for all the sessions, but for now, yes. You're welcome, Susie. Yeah, don't you just notice when you miss a session? I do. I think it's nice to do one on a Monday for that reason. So I had a few difficult, I had a bad week, and so yeah, I know, darling. Yeah. Yeah. It's all meant to be what is coming up. It's all meant to be. Just try and embrace it into the reset again. Hi, Annette. No, it's just once a week, but at the same time, when I'm doing a 10-day reset group, I'm not doing the live yoga and meditations because I'm doing lives nearly every day in the actual 10-day reset group. So I dedicate that 10 days to the group. So I'm back now, but just for this week and next week because I've got another 10-day reset group coming up. I'm completely chilled. I don't know about you guys. And I think there's something really interesting about doing it from home because I love teaching in person and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys, giving hugs and being there in person. It's a big part of what I do and what I'm all about, especially the mini retreats. That I love that. But there's something really calming about doing it from home as well. So going forward, when all this, changes, I'll be doing both. I will be doing both. So hopefully it will suit you to join me in person on retreats and mini retreats, and also online for little catch ups. But I'll share more about that as we go on through the year. Yeah. Oh, by the way, for those of you that are still online, I am opening a group soon, which is where I will be sharing my yoga and meditation. It will be a free group and there will be some lives and stuff in there. So make sure to join it. Keep your eye out on the page. And also I'll be sharing an email. So if you've not signed up to the emailer, you just go onto my web page and it pops up there, subscribe. So if I type it in here, for those of you that don't know my website, close, isn't it? It's up close and personal. You can see everything in my face. There we go. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your comments and your feedback. It's really lovely. It gives me that structure. It helps me to get up and go on a Monday. It gets me going, because otherwise I will be in my pajamas. So thank you all once again, and I will see you Thursday night for meditation. So Annette, if you wanted to join for that, then meditation is Thursday night. It's 7:30 until 10 to 8, so that we can all get out there and do the clap for the NHS and key workers. That will also be on Zoom this time, and it's also free. So I will see you then, and I will send the love to Isla. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.